E aí, todo mundo bem-vindo a mais uma live de Code Rain, esse jogo que eu não consigo parar pra terminar Final Fantasy VII, Vamos lá, caçar o assassino do prego do parafuso, sei lá.
You can get to the church from Kamasaki district. Time is short.
Let's hurry!
Nossa. Você é... Gente... Melhor a gente sair daqui, mestre. Com certeza tá vendendo alguma coisa perigosa. Vai comprar vaza.
Sorry.
TV. Persona. TV Lisão. Mas tem que tocar no monitor da TV. Claro, mas pra quê? Talvez você seja sugado pra dentro. Persona! Caralho, velho. A cara dura mesmo? Nem tem como isso acontecer.
Master?
But
A única igreja de Kanai Ward, uma floresta escura fica atrás dela. Preciso ir nessa floresta.
so the mailman urban legend originated at this church.
There aren't any ghosts here, are there? It's safe, right?
What's the matter, Halara?
I hate churches. I find them devoid of value.
Huh? Why is that?
Because prayer is obviously inferior to payment. Just look at the tragedies the city has seen. There is no God to save you. The lost lamb should look to detectives for help instead, don't you think?
I don't know about that. Depends on the individual.
Forget it. For now, let's talk to the people around the church.
Will they even listen to us?
They can't say no if we say we're on assignment for the peacekeepers.
Is it okay to lie like that?
Whether it's okay or not is secondary. Our priority is to solve the case. In order to achieve that, deception is at times required. Now, let us educate those who are here that their true savior isn't beyond the rain clouds.
Personagens interessantes. Caralho, um monte de personagem interessante no
What
mesmo
is
lugar.
it? You wanted to speak?
I've already spoken to the peacekeepers a bunch of times. How many times do I gotta say it?
Hasn't the culprit already been arrested?
Well, I don't mind. I have time to talk.
How long are you going to stand around like some tombstone?
Provavelmente um deles é o assassino do... Agora eu tô achando que é o gordinho, hein? Tipo, ô, vocês já não prenderam o cara? Sai daqui, mano. Não tem nada pra buscar aqui.
Our time is short. Why do you think we've gathered them here?
Oh, yeah. We have to question them, right?
It's your move. Play your card.
Do I really have to do this? I guess Halara seems intent on being the assistant.
In my opinion, it'd go much faster if Halara did this, Master.
But I have to do it. No point in wasting time thinking about it.
Time for an investigation.
And you are...
I do the odd jobs like cleaning around the church. I also care for the forest.
Do you know anything about the mailman?
Cuida da floresta. Aí, já duas coisas já, cara. Pra desconfiar de você.
I often patrol the woods. but I'm usually asleep at night. When morning comes around, there are dolls nailed to the trees. It's tough to clean all of them up. I've never seen the nail man himself, but I've seen people enter the forest plenty of times.
Have you ever talked to them?
I have, but they typically run away. Some get surprised and leave their nails and doll behind. I chase after them to give them back their dolls, but I'm never fast enough. They always get away.
That makes sense with a body like that.
I understand. Thank you very much. Are you the priest of this church?
That's right. My family has served this church for many generations. Though I only became a man of the cloth in recent years, the blood of martyrs spanning centuries dwells within me. Thus, my existence is but a piece of the eternal prayers offered. That is my mission, as the divine has guided me to do.
I don't get why, but he sure seems proud to be a priest.
Do you know about the nail man?
Of course. I have no idea how that rumor spread around. Perhaps it was even started by a wish made by those seeking salvation, which created the fantasy of the Nail Man.
Salvation? The people of this city must be crazy if they look to the nail man for salvation.
Hey, that actually sounds kind of cool. I know how they feel. I want to tie you up and go to a world where it's just you and me, Master.
Isn't it basically already like that? You are...
What are you, blind? I'm a nun, obviously. You got some nerve calling me here out of nowhere. Do you know how busy I am with choir practice? I'll kill your ass in the name of God.
What?
Sorry.
She's the type my master has trouble with.
I'll have you know, my dad is a higher up at Amaterasu Corporation. I don't care if you're on a mission from the Peacekeepers. If you piss me off, Papa will make you regret it.
Right. I'd just like to ask some questions. I'll keep it quick. Do you know anything about this nail man?
You mean the guy nailing up dolls? Well, I have seen someone going into the forest late at night. Whenever I've gone into the forest afterward, I usually find dolls nailed to the trees. The dolls have names written in what looks like blood. It's creepy as hell, really. In other words, it's totally metal.
I see. By the way, what happened to your right hand? Did you get hurt?
Hey, don't stare. It's nothing. I went a little overboard while practicing an instrument.
Instrument?
I'm working on this new thing I call death metal choir. I was messing around on the bass and, well, you know.
Is that your dominant hand?
What kind of question is that? You want to die or something?
Oh,
It is her dominant hand. I'm sure of it.
I see. Excuse me, but you are...
Do you even have to ask? You know who I am.
See?
Huh? No, I think today is the first time we've met.
What? You're investigating the nail man and you don't know who I am?
What's that supposed to mean?
This must be the clergy member on the report who was the first to find the body.
Yeah, that's right. I was the first on the scene.
Right, it was on the report. I'm impressed Halara was able to realize it so quickly.
I've been attending every day since I was first baptized here as a child. That's how pious I am. But I don't work here, so it's not like I'm a clergy member. I just love mystical places like this. There's an otherworldly feeling to it, you know? I love researching this type of stuff, which is why I've been keeping an eye on Nailman activity for a while now.
So, you know a lot about the Nailman.
That's an understatement. In fact, you could say I'm an expert in Nailman research.
In that case, what do you think about the clock tower murder? Though it seems the suspect has already been arrested.
I think he was framed.
You do? Then who do you think the real killer is?
The real Nailman, obviously. The Peacekeepers are making a big mistake. Listen, the Nailman exists.
Esse cara sabe de alguma coisa a mais. Vou confirmar uma coisa. Ah, tá marcando. Cadê? Ei!
The Nailman is summoned through ritual and commits murder based on a sacrificial doll.
That's impossible.
Yeah, I get it. You probably want proof. In that case, look for a doll in the forest. You'll find a nailed doll with a name tag for the dark ceremony. Whoever's name is on it is the Nailman's next target. Just follow someone in town with the same name. If you're lucky, you might have a run-in with the Nailman. Unfortunately, I wasn't so lucky. I've missed him by just a hair 4 times already.
I see. So you can guess the next victim based on each doll's name tag.
I was so close at the clock tower, too. I found someone whose name matched a name tag and figured out she was heading to the clock tower. I called the Peacekeepers and entered the clock tower, but I was too late. Damn it! If only I'd acted sooner. I was so close to meeting the Nailman.
Guess he just wants to meet the Nailman and doesn't care about preventing the murders.
Né?
So he's an occult enthusiast? Seems like a huge weirdo.
I've talked to everyone. Halara, is there anything you'd like to ask them?
only end your turn once you've secured a shot at victory.
Does that mean I should gather more information? What else should I ask about?
Sobre os assassinatos passados do homem prego, sobre os bonecos, se algo estranho aconteceu, sobre os suspeitos. Bom, sobre os assassinatos passados.
There have been several Nailman cases in the past, right? Does anyone know anything about past cases?
You know a lot about these things, right?
Yeah, you can ask me anything about the Nailman, including all past cases, obviously. I was the first to find the body every time.
Huh? Every time?
Todas as vezes? Caralho.
There's no reason to look surprised. I already told you how I did it. I find dolls with name tags in the forest. Then, I look for whoever's supposed to be the next victim. But every time I find a victim, they're already dead.
Being the first on scene each time sounds super suspicious.
You think I'm suspicious, don't you? I suppose you would.
Quero
The first person on the scene can always lie and say they discovered the body in a locked room. But the thing is, I've never been alone when I've discovered a body. All of the crime scenes had no way in or out, so I'd open them with someone nearby, or by asking the peacekeepers.
So the body's discovery was never done alone. If that's true, then all the rooms really were locked.
Master, why don't you ask for more details about past cases for now?
Can you tell me more about each case?
There have been 3 Nailman cases in the past 6 months, excluding the one at the clock tower. The first happened 6 months ago at a secret club in Kamasaki district. It's essentially a members-only casino. The victim owned the place. At the time, the Nailman was just a name you'd sometimes hear about in urban legends. But I had a personal interest in the Nailman, so I started researching him, and then it happened. I came across another murder while investigating a name tag I'd found in the forest. I knew then that it had to be the Nailman.
And that crime scene was also within a locked room?
Yeah, all of the Nailman crime scenes have common characteristics. There's always a corpse and doll coated in nails, and also the murderer leaves no trace behind. Isn't that bizarre? See why I'm so interested in the Nailman?
I totally get it.
Don't empathize with him.
The secret club was the first locked room mystery. As for the second, it was at a mansion in the residential area near Ginma district. About 3 months ago, the owner of the mansion was murdered in the building's study. The crime scene again took place in a locked room with a corpse and doll covered in nails inside. Considering all this, there's no doubt it was committed by the Nailman. By then, I knew the legendary Nailman had descended upon Kanai Ward. The third locked room mystery occurred a month ago. A woman was killed in an art gallery storage in Ginma district. It also featured a body and a doll covered in nails in a completely locked room. And today, the fourth locked room mystery happened at the clock tower. That's every single Nailman case. At least, for now. I'm sure the Nailman will continue on. He will enact revenge for the people of Kanai Ward.
As informações foram obtidas no frequentador da igreja, que sabia sobre os assassinatos passados do homem prego. Interessante. Peraí, eu já venho. Bora lá. Algo estranho aconteceu?
Has
E aí,
anyone
Dé?
noticed strange
Bora?
things
E aí,
happening
mano, como é que
near
você
the
tá?
church lately?
Wow, what a big question.
Oh, now that you mention it,
What is it? Please, any small detail will help.
something strange was burning in the incinerator earlier.
What do you mean by strange?
Like, I thought it was a rope, but all I can say is
A gente tá bem também, mano. Valeu.
strange.
Será que a corda que colocou a menina?
Can you try drawing what it looked like? It does look like some sort of bizarre rope.
Acho que o cara usou pra descer pela janela. Mas não tem o lado de cá.
It's like a centipede with legs missing from one side. Looks delicious.
É normal receber sussurros de pessoas aqui na Twitch? Cara, eu não recebo nunca, a não ser que seja pra mandar link, alguma coisa. Por quê?
I was worried that it wasn't supposed to be burned, so I tried to take it out. But I was too late. It was completely incinerated. I asked around to see if anyone knew about it, but everyone claimed they hadn't thrown away anything like it. The incinerator is surrounded by a locked fence. Only clergy can access it.
So, no one here recognized it?
Chegou uma mensagem aleatória em inglês de alguém que não conheço. Ah, estranho. Se eu recebo coisa em inglês, geralmente é propaganda, alguma coisa assim. Querendo que você siga de volta. Mas faz tempo que eu não recebo, hein? Muito tempo.
I don't even work here in the first place.
Only clergy can access the incinerator, but no one claims to have thrown it away.
I don't know if this has anything to do with the case, but something's fishy.
Os restos queimados de uma corda estranhamente formada encontrada no incinerador da igreja. O suspeito?
A watchmaker was arrested earlier. He's suspected of being involved in the nailman incident. Does anyone know anything about him?
A watchmaker? You mean G.A. Colon? I've asked him to fix the church clock several times.
Well,
Oh, but the
Oh.
nailman was born
Tô apertando.
out of our situation.
you mean the nailman is what the people
Calma aí.
actually want?
Cortou uns diálogos fodidos aqui. Eu pedi para consertar o relógio da igreja várias vezes. E pensar que ele é o Nailman. Bem, ainda não foi comprovado que ele é o culpado. Entendi. Mas se fosse ele, ninguém ocuparia. O que você quer dizer? Essa cidade mudou completamente. Todos estão buscando salvação de alguma forma. O Nailman nasceu da nossa situação. Você quer dizer que o Nailman é o que as pessoas realmente queriam?
On it?
Many would certainly deny it, but the nailed dolls
Que jogo é
continue
esse?
to appear in our
Rain Code. É um jogo de investigação feito pelos mesmos caras que fizeram o Danganronpa. Conhece Danganronpa?
If the nailman acts as their agent, then they are also the nailman. In a way. That's how I see it. What do you think?
Tem aí no PC? Então, é dos mesmos caras que faz o Danganronpa. É um jogo da hora, mano. Eu tô curtindo pra caralho. Tipo, antes de ontem, eu comecei a jogar e só o tutorial dele foi até 7 horas da manhã, quase. E eu precisava encerrar às 3 horas da manhã, mas eu não consegui parar porque eu precisava resolver o caso, tá ligado? E eu tava resolvendo o caso e eu só fui indo. Até chegar no final do caso. Que é o primeiro caso é praticamente um tutorial. Mas mesmo assim é uma história da hora.
It's true. The mailman could be seen as a savior to some people. After all, he kills the people you want dead for you. I mean, the victim had it coming for doing something worth getting killed over, right?
Os bonecos.
That reminds me, is there any information about the dolls used in the mailman ceremonies? I know a few have been found at the crime scenes, too.
You find that stuff in any doll shop.
Doll shop?
Huh? You haven't seen one? What are you, a foreigner or something? Around here, all the crab shops have been selling fancy dolls for a long time. They were mostly souvenirs for tourists. But that industry is long gone now. Some places still sell them at steep discounts just to get rid of their stock. If you know where to look, you'll see mountains of illegally discarded dolls all over the place.
I see. So they aren't much of a clue given how easy they are to obtain.
Okay.
I think I've asked about everything I wanted to find out.
Looks like time is almost up. Let's get going.
Was that okay?
Yes, it will suffice. Thank you for your cooperation.
Dá pra eu dar uma olhada na floresta?
You should study their faces well. They may end up being accused of the murders.
Principalmente o padre.
Huh? You need to remember every face so you can spot them even if they flee through a crowd.
Wait! Do you mean the actual culprit is one of them?
Perhaps. There's not enough information yet to act on. We have no time to waste. Let's investigate the other crime scenes. Best not to scramble what little gray matter rests in your head. So let's examine the crime scenes chronologically.
Okay. Well, the first murder occurred at...
Assino. Onde foi o cenário do primeiro assassinato? Clube secreto do distrito de Kamasaki.
It's the secret club in the Kamasaki district, right?
Correct. Let's hurry. I won't allow time to be wasted.
Tem 3 horas para resolver esse caso. Contando na história do jogo, né? Não no caso de 3 horas meu mesmo. Bem interessante se fosse meu, mas eu acho que eu tomaria no cu bonito. Porque os mistérios aqui são complicados. Não é coisa simples de resolver, não. Deu pra perceber pelo primeiro assassinato que aconteceu. Se o assassinato tutorial era complicado daquele jeito, isso é louco, mano. Tem relógio na tela? Ou como funciona esse tempo? Não, o tempo é porque na história o carinha, o dono do... o chefe dos detetives...
Halara, I've been thinking.
O chefe dos detetives, ele foi encurralado nessa cidade aqui. Tem como se fosse uma fábrica que meio que domina a cidade. Então eles atrapalham qualquer tipo de investigação. Como eu comecei a investigar esse crime aqui, que não era para os detetives estarem envolvidos, os caras foram até a agência e falaram com o meu chefe, ó, se em 3 horas, que é o tempo da flor que ele tava na mão, morrer, se em 3 horas ele não falasse quem eram os detetives que estavam investigando esse caso aqui, ele ia acabar com a agência de uma vez, entendeu? Já não tinha agência direito. Agora eles iam acabar de vez com a agência que existe. Então eu me apresentei pra ele e falei, ó, se você quiser a gente se entrega. Ele falou, não quero que vocês entreguem, não quero me entregar. Então tenta resolver logo esse negócio em 3 horas, entendeu?
The first incident was 6 months ago, right? If we go to the crime scene now, there's nothing left to investigate.
You think it will be a waste of time? There's no need to worry about that.
So, you have a plan then?
What? You're working with Halara Nightmare. What more could you possibly ask for? Now, let's be swift.
Huh? Right.
I don't really get it, but talk about confidence. Where's the secret club? I smell a mystery. I'm all hyped up.
Peraí. Ah, tá fechado.
This appears to be the crime scene, but it's sealed off. They've left it like this for 6 months?
No doubt they've shirked their obligation to clean up. I suspect the peacekeepers are lazy to a fault.
Foda-se.
It's open. Let's go inside.
Pensei que o jogo pressionava a pessoa com o tempo, não, mano. Pô, já é difícil resolver os casos já, mano. Pelo que eu percebi. Se ele pressionasse desse jeito, só ia dar merda. Eu ia ter que ficar resetando toda hora. Porque não adianta só eu resolver o caso. Eu tenho que entender como o cara fez aquilo. Entendeu? Eu tenho que saber. Eu não posso pressionar ninguém a me dizer. Eu tenho que deduzir aquilo. É isso que é foda.
The peacekeepers may be sloppy, but even they wouldn't leave the crime scene completely untouched. The body was probably found around here. The victim's name is Suguma Iho, an old man who owned this place. His reputation left much to be desired. This place was an illegal casino operating at obscene rates. Even the cheating was rampant.
You sure know a lot about it. When did you...
I told you, I gathered my own intel while waiting at the cafe. The real interesting note is that this crime scene also had no way in or out. At the time of discovery, the door was locked from the inside.
There aren't any windows either, which is expected given that it's underground. There are air vents, but they have secure covers barring entry. Besides, no one's able to reach that high up.
No windows. The only way in and out is the door that was locked from the inside. It's a locked room mystery. Locked room mystery.
But there's not much more to investigate. We don't know what state the body was in at the time of discovery.
I told you not to worry. The conditions have all been met.
Conditions?
Don't tell me you've forgotten I'm a master detective.
Oh, your forte.
My forte is post-cognition, the power to see the past.
Geralmente eles têm poderes, os detetives. Cada um tem o seu poder especial que eles usam pra descobrir as coisas. Tipo, ele é noir? É que ele é noir, você tem que deduzir olhando pras feições do cara. Eu acho meio complicado. Ele é noir. Eu nunca terminei ele, eu joguei o começo só. E quando eu peguei tava em inglês e é de detetive, e aí você tem que olhar exatamente o que o cara tá falando. Se o seu inglês não é perfeito, é complicado. Agora dá até pra jogar o Ele Noir, porque tem ele com legenda em português pro Switch. Daria pra eu jogar ele finalmente. Mas eu acho que ele não é tão complicado contra o Ele Noir. E é mais parecido com o anime mesmo. Mas você tem que deduzir, tipo, você tem que olhar todas as pistas que você tem, juntar as pistas e entender como que aquilo ali aconteceu, entendeu? Também eu terminei, eu fiz a primeira missão e depois deu um bug no jogo, nunca mais tentei, bicho. Não, eu cheguei, acho que eu não cheguei nem a terminar a primeira missão, mano. Eu acho que no primeiro interrogatório eu dropei, tá ligado? Mas parecia um jogo daorinha. Mas eu não ia muito com a cara dos personagens, assim. Agora esse aqui é anime, né? Não tem como não ir com a cara dos personagens.
However, it can only be used at murder scenes. To be precise, I can only see how the crime scene appeared at the time it was first discovered.
Ah, esse fantasminha que tá junto do principal, ele é um Shinigami. E ninguém pode ver o Shinigami além de mim. E eu também não posso falar que fiz um pacto com o Shinigami, porque senão alguma merda muito ruim vai acontecer. Provavelmente a alma dele vai ser levada pro inferno e coisa do tipo, tá ligado? Mas ele fez um pacto com esse Shinigami. E nesse pacto, a troca que foi dada é ele esquecer todo o passado dele. Então ele acordou num Achados e Perdidos, na estação de trem, sem saber quem ele era, sem saber de nada, tá ligado? Ele só tinha um bilhete no bolso que era pra ele entrar no trem, já tava pra sair, e que ele fazia parte de uma agência de detetives. Fora isso, ele não sabia de nada. Chegando nesse trem lá, tinha 5 detetives. Que são detetives mestres. E nesse trem, onde tinha 5 detetives, só os 5 detetives, não tinha mais ninguém no trem. Eles falaram assim, ó, a gente tá indo pra uma cidade e a agência mandou pra cá 5 detetives. Você é o 6º. Então quer dizer que uma das pessoas aqui dentro desse trem é provavelmente um infiltrado de algum lugar. Não deveria estar aqui. Só que os 5 detetives pareciam todos 5 detetives mesmo. Nisso aí ele tomou um negócio, desmaiou no banheiro e quando ele acordou, todos os 5 detetives morreram queimados. E aí eu tinha que achar, sabe, descobrir o que aconteceu, tá ligado? Só tinha ele lá no trem depois. Todos os outros foram incinerados. E cada um morreu em um vagão diferente. Foi foda, mano. Foi por isso que eu fui dormir 7 horas da manhã. Eu tinha que descobrir o que aconteceu ali. Antes do trem chegar até a estação, na verdade o trem chegou na estação. Mas eu tive que deduzir, porque se chegando lá na estação ele ia ser preso. Seu poder é o Shinigami? Então, ele não sabe se o poder dele é o Shinigami. A única coisa que ele percebeu é que os detetives que estavam lá no trem, 3 deles usaram os poderes dele, né, pra ver se tinha mais alguém dentro do trem. E não tinha ninguém. Tipo, o poder de um era descobrir se tinha mais alguém vivo por perto. Não tinha ninguém, era só os 6 que estavam ali mesmo naquele vagão. A outra também fez a mesma coisa, tinha o poder dela, que era escutar tudo a 500 metros. Então ela conseguia escutar o batimento cardíaco. Mesmo se a pessoa prendesse a respiração, ela ia conseguir descobrir se tinha mais alguém no trem. E não tinha. O outro carinha, ele conseguia passar uma memória dele pro celular, sabe? E qualquer um vê a memória dele naquele celular. Quando os 3 usaram o poder dele, o meu personagem, ele conseguiu sentir o poder do cara sendo usado. Todos os outros não conseguiram sentir isso. Ele não sabe se esse é o poder dele, entendeu? O Shinigami, como foi um pacto, não é um poder. Mas o Shinigami ajuda muito na investigação. Ele tem um jeito de resolver os mistérios. E aí é entrar em um labirinto de mistério e juntar as provas e na dedução de sim ou não, se tá certo ou não, entendeu? Isso aí já é para um final da investigação.
Another way to describe it would be as crime scene limited psychometry, if that's easier to understand.
That's amazing! It's like the perfect forte for a detective!
My power allows me to see the moment the first witness saw the crime scene. Not the culprit, not the victim, but how it appeared when a third party first entered. The memory or perception of the witness does not affect my postcognition. What I see is what actually was there. When it comes to my power, the witness is not a camera or a recording device, but rather a trigger. Perhaps the best way to think of it is like a bookmark stuck between the pages of when the body was found. Well, there's no point in wasting more time explaining. Let's have a look.
Ela tem que achar algum item que estava ali na hora do momento em que o corpo foi descoberto. Alguma coisa que chegou na hora, talvez? Eu acho que é isso, né, que ela falou.
That power sure is convenient. Explains all the confidence.
Ah, o poder de uma das meninas que estava no trem também, que morreu incinerada, é que se ela vestisse a roupa da pessoa morta, ela conseguia baixar a alma no corpo dela pra saber até quem é o assassino e tal, mas a roupa tinha que servir nela, não podia ser nem maior nem menor, tinha que servir nela direitinho. É um poder interessante, mas mesmo assim ela não podia demonstrar porque não tinha nenhum corpo lá na hora. Todo mundo morreu junto.
It's similar to the Mystery Labyrinth, where I recreate the crime scene in your mind. But now it's done in the real world. Although, it is limited to both the crime scene and the moment of first discovery.
But still, it's amazing.
On the other hand, my master's got nothing. Why is life so unfair? Now I'm angry. Master, can I nibble on your heart to help cheer me up?
Of course not.
O ponto forte de Halara é a pós-cognição. Ela mostra a cena do crime como estava quando foi descoberta pela primeira vez. Tá, eu vou investigar o lugar. O que é?
Post-cognition. I wonder what it's like. All I can do is wait for the report.
Well, do I have some good news for you.
What is it this time?
Master, try to remember. Did you feel anything back on the Amaterasu Express? You know, when the other master detectives used their powers?
Ah, lá.
This sensation. I felt it when Aphex used his powers. Somehow, it feels like I can hear what Poochie hears. Right. I can sense whenever a master detective uses their power.
Yes, that's it! Maybe your coalescence will work now.
Coalescence?
Simply put, it's the ability to share someone else's power. On the train, you only felt the resonance of other people's fortes, but its true function is to share their powers.
Wait, then that means I can also see the scene in the past with Halara? That's amazing! Is this your ability, Shinigami?
Something like that. But there are conditions for it to activate. You must kiss someone to share their ability.
Oxi.
What? Kiss Halara?
Ha! I lied. Look at you blush. Did you really want to? You still don't know if Halara is a boy or a girl.
Oh, quit messing around and tell me how it works.
You need permission from the person sharing the ability first. Then, you must hold hands while the ability is active. That's it.
Okay, I can do that. Halara. Halara?
I need you to be quiet. I'm concentrating.
Sorry, but there's something I want to ask.
Tá explicando tudo.
Coalescence. Hold hands. You and me.
Yes, that way I'll be able to see the past too. I think.
My sources made no mention of such an ability. In fact, you're just a trainee.
Yeah, but I just remembered I had it. Anyway, we don't have much time. Let's try it.
I have no intention of getting friendly with you.
Oh, it's not like that.
I despise you.
Alright.
Huh?
Just the thought of holding your hand makes my skin crawl.
I didn't know you hated me so much.
Let me be clear. I don't just hate you in particular. I despise all of humanity equally. I don't trust anyone
É, sem preconceitos.
except the dead.
I had a feeling. Halara must be a demon straight from hell.
Then why did you choose to help me with the investigation?
As I told you in the beginning, I always work sincerely for the payment I receive. As long as you promise payment, I will promise my utmost efforts as a professional.
Then please, hold my hand. It's necessary for the investigation. You can add this to my bill if you want. You'll agree then, right?
Fine. If it's what I must do as a detective, then I have no choice but to agree.
Eu nunca toco em ninguém.
I can see it. Everything looks different than a moment ago. Incredible. So this is post-cognition.
Can you really see it? So your coalescence is real. I didn't expect you to already have your own forte. Well, this does save me the trouble of reporting it back to you, but it's quite inconvenient to keep our hands joined. Very well. Go ahead and lead the investigation.
Me?
If you can see what I see, that would be for the best. I'm only acting as your assistant, after all. This is quite the bizarre crime scene. But unusual crime scenes are expected when you work for the WDO. Now, let's see what you're capable of.
Começa a investigação. No lugar do corpo.
That's...
O respirador aqui, os quatro cantos da tampa estão parafusados, então acho que não vai abrir. Duvido que a tampa possa ser aberta assim.
But
Demais para concluir que não há informações úteis. Compare com o que foi visto no pós-conjuminação. Certo, vou clicar.
a body. I see a body. The murder scene through Halara's eyes is completely silent. There are dolls nailed to the walls and floor, and a corpse pinned down with nails in a similar fashion. This all feels like a dream. It doesn't seem real. There are abnormal decorations all around the crime scene, and it's so quiet. Hey, this vent. The cover is in place, but it hasn't been screwed on. Which means it could be easily removed, right?
what are you doing? You can't touch what you see in post-cognition, even if you happen to be 3 meters tall.
Oh, I see. But I think this will be an important clue. The vent is about 40 by 30 centimeters. A thin adult can probably pass through.
Ou seja, esse descarta o gordinho. Descarta o gordinho da igreja. No momento do assassinato, a tampa não estava parafusada. Um adulto magro poderia ser capaz de passar por ela. O padre é bem magrinho. Na parede.
I knew it.
arquivo secreto tem bonecos pregados na parede.
Yeah.
Deve ser o cartão de visita do meu, né? Eles estão pregados na parede aparentemente aleatoriamente, quando em todas as outras direções não consigo encontrar um padrão. Não há nada que possa ser relacionado ao culpado. Vamos tentar verificar outro lugar. Corpo.
It's a man's corpse. He's probably around 60 years old. His body is pinned against the wall with countless nails. There isn't much bleeding, so the nails must have been hammered in after he died.
You're starting to get the hang of this. Not too shabby.
E também foi estrangulado.
Oh, there are marks on him. Signs that he was strangled. The vertical scratch marks were probably made when he resisted.
The most basic of basic observations. Well, at least you noticed.
That's thanks to everything I taught you at the clock tower. I'm such an awesome mentor.
This situation is identical to the murder at the clock tower.
The culprit first strangled the victim to death, and then decorated the room afterward.
But why?
Havia sinais de estrangulamento, marcos verticais de arranhamento no pescoço da vítima. Ixi. Esse lado tá. Coisa. Vai liberar.
By the way, Yuma, did you notice the nail below the vent?
Below the vent?
Ah,
Huh, some of the nails are bent downward. Maybe they were hammered in a hurry.
Or perhaps there's another reason.
pra poder escalar.
Another reason?
Alguns dos pregos sobre o aspirador estão dobrados para baixo. Ele pisou ali com o pé e dobrou quando escalava para lá. Tá. Isso foi movido durante o acidente. Durante o incidente? Até onde posso dizer isso? Não parece estar relacionado com o caso.
Yeah.
That's...
Uma boneca pregada na mesa, de uma roleta também.
I see.
Tem uma boneca pregada aqui, bem no meio da roleta. A boneca em si parece ser a mesma das outras, não parece haver nada de nova. Isso por si só já é conhecimento suficiente. Vamos verificar em outro beleza. Tá errado tudo. Vidro no balcão. Foco no balcão. Tem uma fina camada de poeira, então pode estar lá desde o incidente. Tem uma chave no copo quando o corpo foi descoberto. Se você quiser investigar, devemos usar para a comunicação. Certo.
Oh, there's a key in the glass. Is it the key to the room?
Seems like it. By the way, being an illegal casino, the security was extremely tight. There's only one master key.
Vou pegar minha janta, beleza, mano.
It's also a special key that can't be duplicated.
If it was thrown in from outside the vent, it wouldn't be inside the glass.
So this is definitely another locked room mystery! Hooray! I'm so glad I met you!
Tem uma chave do quarto dentro do balcão.
Yeah.
Uma caça-níqueis aqui com luzes brilhantes e chamativas. Não há nada aqui de interessante.
Yeah.
Parece que assim, vamos ver o que pode procurar. porta.
What does
Arranhar
that
na
mean?
porta. Quando a porta foi descoberta, essa porta estava trancada por dentro. Não há outra maneira de entrar ou sair do quarto. A palavra mistério de quarto trancado. Trancado, quarto mistério. As coisas estão se aquecendo.
That's...
As cadeiras estão alinhadas ordenadamente. Alguém arrumou as cadeiras após um incidente?
Well,
Os pesquisadores fizeram isso ou a equipe daqui fez. De qualquer forma, não é algo que vai se preocupar. Na verdade, eu vou ficar muito preocupado.
The lock is broken. Maybe someone broke it and forced their way in, like at the clock tower. But from the looks of it, there's no sign of the lock or door being tampered with. That's...
Sequência de uma luta entre a vítima e o culpado? Não sei sobre isso. O culpado poderia ter derrubado de propósito para atrapalhar a investigação. Não podemos conseguir muita coisa com isso, além do fato de que ela está derrubada. Vamos ver o fato do parece mais nada.
I think that's about it.
Encerrar a investigação.
that should do it. There isn't much else to investigate. I've never experienced this before, but it's surprisingly convenient to be able to share my post-cognition. It's exhausting to explain what I see to a client.
Really?
People do not believe what they cannot see. I have often been called a liar.
I suppose fortes aren't always convenient.
We still have locked room mysteries to examine. The second incident was at the mansion near Ginma District. I have an idea of where to go. Let's hurry there.
Desenhos de testigos há uma cozinha. Deixa eu ver. Eu vou morar.
The building we're heading to is accessed through Ginma District. Let's hurry there.
Essa aqui é um saco, uma cidade suja, cheia de gente, porão até o sótão. Eu usei que aqui sempre chove, é verdade? Sim, não lembro quando começou, mas não parou um dia sequer desde então. Isso vale para todo o distrito de Kanai.
Come on.
Cidade úmida e sombria. Ó, amigo, quanto vale essa informação para você? Quê? Ah, não tenho dinheiro. Desculpa, com licença. Já estamos apertados de grana logo de cara. Yo, na moita. Valeu, Renato. Você tá em live hoje, mano? Todo dia que eu tô abrindo, você não tava em live? Ai, caralho. Tem live. Na rua. Mansão localizada no distrito residencial do alto padrão na rua Montclair. Tá errado, mestre. Ela não parece um pouco insegura? Se pudesse cair a qualquer momento?
Come on.
Você realmente não consegue se controlar quando se trata de mulheres, né? Não é bem assim. Conversar com a mulher. Licença, há algo de errado? Você parece preocupada. Hein? Quem é você? Sou meio que um detetive? Em treinamento. Um detetive, entendi. Então, há algo de errado? Bom, na verdade, eu fugi de casa. E estou perdida sobre o que fazer em seguida. Fechei o caso. Vamos ouvir o que ela tem a dizer, mestre. Sim, você pode estar certo. Deveria evitar me envolver, mas não conseguiria dormir à noite se deixasse isso pra lá. Você poderia me dar mais detalhes? Bom, sou filha de um comerciante que faz negócios por toda a região de Kanai. Devido às circunstâncias familiares, foi decidido que eu teria um casamento arranjado. Pensando no que é melhor para minha família, eu deveria aceitar a proposta. Mas meu pretendente é uma pessoa horrível. Ouvi com meus próprios ouvidos. Ele disse que estava só usando meu pai. Então, por que não fala pro seu pai sobre isso? Não posso fazer nada sem provas. Além disso, meu pai é muito favorável a ele. Quando disse a meu pai que não queria me casar, ele gritou comigo e disse que não deveria causar problemas. Então, por isso você fugiu de casa. E... Len? Esqueci que é Len. Vamos usar o fora daqui. Não podemos fazer isso. Ter que casar com um homem mau parece terrível. Deixar a casa me deu algum tempo para pensar. Quero tentar falar com meu pai. Mas se eu voltar agora, acho que não poderia ter uma conversa civilizada. Sinto muito por pedir, mas você poderia levar essa carta para meu pai por mim? Vou recompensá-lo por sua ajuda. Essa garota acha que detetives são empregadores? Não podemos simplesmente deixá-la assim. Isso aí, mestre. Me encantando por mulheres que conhece e realizando os desejos delas. Não é bem assim. Ok, eu vou te ajudar. Muito obrigada. Meu pai deve estar na frente da estação de Kanai agora. Seria uma boa ideia perguntar como ele é, né? A estação é um lugar movimentado, afinal. É verdade. Como exatamente é seu pai? Ele deve estar usando um terno azul marinho de da cabeça aos pés. É o favorito dele. Entendi, obrigado. Aparelhado com a estação agora. Essa é a rua Montclair. Como você pode ver, é um bairro residencial de alto padrão. Não parece bem pobre. Seu tipo não pertence aqui.
Sorry.
babaca. Espero que o serial killer pegue ele na próxima. Side quest. A quest principal é entrar nessa mansão aqui, onde teve o segundo assassinato. Mas eu vou lá no distrito entregar a carta. As side quests são rápidas e eu volto instantaneamente pra cá. Depois de entregar, eu acho. Side quests, se eu não fizer elas no capítulo que eu tô, elas somem depois. Vou começar aqui o relógio. Era uma estação. Direto pra estação. Vou pegar o ônibus lá. Vou andando até lá não. Ganha pontos de detetive. Se eu não me engano, dá pra eu usar numa árvore de habilidades. Que ajuda em várias coisas, tanto em batalha quanto dedução. Tá, vou deixar o cara por aqui. Dentro da estação. Cara, tudo de azul marinho. Meio vazia a estação, né? Você trabalha aqui, não é? Na estação do Kanai, mas os trens realmente não passam por muita frequência. É sempre assim, quase ninguém passa por aqui, então é bem tranquilo. Desde que o distrito de Kanai foi isolado, mais ninguém vem ou vai, exceto você, mestre. Eu imaginei que seria assim. Interior da estação. Opa.
Oh!
Carne completamente azul marinho. Será que é o pai da garota comerciante? O homem com ele é o pretendente da cliente? Deve ser ele, até parece malvado.
No.
Podemos dizer apenas pela aparência. De qualquer forma, vamos tentar falar com eles. Licença, bem para vocês. Não se importa, estamos no meio de uma conversa importante. Tenho uma carta para os senhores da sua filha. O que você disse? Você sabe onde está minha filha?
Well?
Sim, mas poderia ler primeiro a carta, por favor? Você não está realmente ouvindo esse cara, está, senhor? Vou ver por mim mesmo. Se me perguntassem pra mim, azul marinho é azul claro. Só conheço 7 cores, é isso. Como assim? Você tem daltonismo? Isso é sem dúvida a caligrafia dela. Tem que haver outro tipo de engano. Eu nunca erraria a caligrafia da minha filha. Tenho medo de que, se o que está escrito aqui for verdade, esse casamento não pode continuar. Não, mas eu ia procurar alguém com azul claro. Sério? Em vez de azul escuro? Tipo, pra mim azul marinho é a roupa do meu personagem aqui, ó. É quase um roxo, na verdade, né? Tenho medo de que essa verdade não pode continuar. E aí, o cara fica bravo? Eu quase saí impune. Ele nem tá tentando esconder. Parece um vilão tosco de desenho animado. Não adianta mais fingir. Um golpe acaba quando começam a duvidar de você. Até mais, otários. Oxi! Espera aí. Não há necessidade de segui-lo. Obrigado por entregar essa carta.
No.
Não foi nada. Vou tentar falar com a minha filha. Permita-me agradecer adequadamente outro dia.
Yes.
Claro.
For now.
Vamos relatar para a cliente. É de boa a side quest, é rapidinha. Não atrapalha muito a missão principal.
And that's what happened.
Você não precisa mais se preocupar com esse casamento arranjado. Mesmo? Então meu pai realmente acreditou em mim? Acho que vou pra casa agora. Muito obrigado por tudo. Espero que dê certo.
Well,
Fizemos nossa parte. Não se importa o que acontece depois.
No.
Agora estamos envolvidos. Não gostaria que ela fosse feliz. Não gostaria que ela fosse feliz. Entendi. Deve ser esse o caminho do sim. Por que você continua me chamando assim? Bom. Concluído. Pontos de detetive, mais 100. Tá, peraí. Aí, vamos na mansão.
There's a large mansion beyond the gate over there. I wonder if that's the second crime scene.
That's probably it. Let's go inside.
It's closed, as expected.
Ela não tá nem aí.
Are you sure?
Wait! It looks like a haunted mansion.
I hope there aren't any ghosts around. I have a feeling they'll appear this time.
I've been meaning to ask, but aren't you kind of a ghost yourself?
The incident occurred about 3 months ago. The victim was Ali Hohen, the owner of... He had no family and lived alone. The mansion is now empty and dilapidated. The crime scene is in the study near the back. Let's go. The Nailman killings had another common factor, besides the locked room. The first person to find the body was always the same person.
That worshiper from church? Do you suspect him too?
What he said did make sense. He's been obsessed with the Nailman and had access to the names of potential victims. It's not too surprising for him to be the first on the scene each time.
I guess I shouldn't assume things going into this.
That's right. It's down this hallway. The crime scene is in the room on the right side. There's little time. Let's head straight there.
Ha! Think you're partners now just because you held hands with my master? I'll have you know, Master and I are connected on a much deeper level.
Don't make it sound so suggestive.
Feels like a jump scare's coming up.
Esse Shinigami também não é a forma
So
verdadeira
this is the
dele,
study where the
dela.
crime took place.
Na verdade, a Shinigami é uma mulher muito peituda e gostosa. Então esse é o escritório onde ocorreu o crime.
Oh, it's open. I wonder if the lock was broken at the time of discovery here too.
Ela pode demonstrar o poder da Shinigami, é que ela
There's
mostra a
nothing left
verdadeira
here
forma.
either. It's all cleaned up.
I don't want to do it, but I suppose I can share my post-cognition again here.
Are you sure?
Don't make a big deal out of it. Just make it quick.
Faz a investigação. O cadáver primeiro.
That's true.
A mulher também encontrou o corpo. As manchas de sangue estão aqui. Considerando a quantidade de sangue, a vítima provavelmente foi morta aqui, né?
It appears.
Parece muito provável e óbvio.
crime scene of the murder is vividly brought to life before us. It all happens in silence, as though awakening from an eternal slumber. But the corpse will never wake up again. Even if the corpse did awaken, the nails pinning him down would prevent him from rising. The door is the only entrance and exit to the room. There are no windows and the vent is small. I don't see any escape routes from the locked room. Maybe the doll nailed to the wall holds the answer to this bizarre mystery. The victim is a well-built man, approximately 30 years old.
Eu ia achar que era uma criança pela voz do Shinigami. Mas é uma mulher.
The corpse here is also covered in nails. His appendages and chest are all nailed to the floor.
The owner of this mansion made his fortune in real estate from an early age. But along with aggressive land sharking and other illicit transactions, he made shady deals with Amaterasu Corp. There are several reasons he'd be hated. A doll with his name on it was bound to be nailed in the church forest.
I wonder how the person who cursed him feels now that he's actually dead.
Perhaps they feel no responsibility. They just hopped on the urban legend bandwagon.
Is that really the case? Wait, this is odd.
Did you find something?
Look closely. The length of the nails driven into the corpse are all slightly different.
The length isn't the problem here. It's how hard they were hammered in.
What do you mean?
The nails driven into the lower torso went through the body and into the floor. But the nails in the upper torso did not penetrate all the way through the body.
But why would the culprit not hammer the nails in as hard on the upper body?
That's not the only unnatural thing. Take a look at the blood. The nail wounds on the lower torso appear to be bleeding sideways. But the upper torso wounds are bleeding vertically down toward his waist.
É que ele foi pregado em pé. Os pregos... Ele estava em pé então quando ele pregou. Colocou os pregos no corpo. Depois pregou a parte inferior quando ele já estava caído no chão.
The blood flows differently between the upper and lower body?
Maybe the upper and lower torsos are different people, and they were smushed together after death.
That's disturbing.
O sangue dos pregos cravados na parte superior e inferior do corpo do cadáver parece estar fluindo em direções diferentes.
The cause of death here appears to be strangulation as well. And like the others, there are rope marks around the neck and traces of a struggle. Oh, but on a closer look, there's a mark left by a thin string on the back of his neck.
It couldn't have been the rope that was used to strangle him. The thickness is completely different.
There are two different types of string marks on the body. Was he strangled twice? But even then, it'd be odd to only have marks behind his neck. And why do the strings have different thicknesses?
Anyway, it's an important piece of evidence.
Foi usado por estrangulamento e priva-se por resistência. Também há marcas de barbante na nuca da vítima. Não é nada pra... Saída cheia de teia. Projetor. Ficar ao redor da mesa de aquário.
That's true.
Ajuste no aquário. parecem que foram cuidados desde que o dono foi morto. Eles parecem bem ruins. Dentro do aquário, algum tipo de passagem secreta.
Yeah.
Seria interessante, mas parece relacionado com o caso. Não parece relacionado com o caso. Esses livros aqui. Aí. Um tanque enorme aqui, mas não com peixe dentro. Não tinha peixe dentro? Ah, coisas vivas não aparecem na pós-comunicação. Não tem essa habilidade. Eu queria ter um aquário de respeito desses aí. O meu irmão também, hein? Projetor. O projetor está instalado no centro da estante. Não estava ligado quando o cadáver foi encontrado. Você nunca vai alcançar isso, mestre. Eu dou uma olhada para você. E aí, achou algo comum? Nada. Isso é extremamente normal e não tem relação com o caso. Tem um interruptor para o projetor na mesa. Parece que estava no off quando o cadáver foi encontrado. Esses livros não dá pra ver não? Não dá pra chegar perto? Ah, então não tem nada. Mas achei estranho aqueles livros lá tá. Entra aí. Todos os livros estão tão organizados, estão cobertos de poeira, ninguém os toca há muito tempo. Significa que não vão nos ajudar no caso. A mesma coisa. Mesmo no passado, vários livros tinham a estante. Eu conferi, mas parece que não tem nada diferente entre eles agora. Mas casualmente não tem nada com o caso. Parede.
There's only one doll nailed to the wall. Comparatively, there was a nearly obnoxious number of dolls nailed to the walls in the other crime scenes. Maybe there was no room to nail them to the walls because of all the bookshelves in the way? Wait, this doll has both eyes gouged out. Did the culprit do this on purpose? This keeps getting more and more disturbing.
But it's kinda creepy cute. I want to put one next to the top of a staircase so people can run into it at night.
Why would you want to do that?
You know, this doll seems made of cheaper materials compared to the other ones.
Hey, you're right. Like it's made of resin instead of porcelain. The texture looks cheap, but also more durable.
Too bad it doesn't have eyeballs.
The eye holes are connected to each other in the head cavity. It's like that darkness is staring into me. Huh? There's a mark on the edge of the eye holes near the nose. Looks like a string rubbed against it. How did this mark get here?
Essa boneca é feita de resina e não de porcelana. Parece um fio fino estragando os cantos internos dos olhos. Olha, tá. Agora essa parede, essa pintura. O quadro foi mexido. Ah. Quero ver outras coisas antes de ver o que parece ser o principal. Vários bonecos foram pegados no chão. Depois do relógio do clube secreto, agora são 3. Mesmo assim continua sendo sinistro. Agora não é hora para demonstrar medo. Investigue a fundo e encontre as pistas para resolver esse caso. Certo. As bonecas não têm nada em comum, mas não vejo marcas em comum também. Nada a ver com o caso. Uma série de livros está arrumada direitinho na prateleira. Não tem indicação de que os livros foram mexidos, acho que não tem nada a ver com o caso. Bora, vamos procurar outro lugar. Dois livros extraordinariamente grossos estão sobre a mesa. Não parece que os livros estavam empilhados quando o corpo foi encontrado.
Well,
Os pacificadores devem ter empilhado eles. Caramba, que plano de amadores. A única coisa que parece ter mudado é a disposição. Não acho que isso vá ajudar. Claro.
What does that mean?
Uma pintura de paisagem, cara de cara. Ah tá, cara de ser cara. Mas está inclinada. Pergunto por quê. Será que isso tem a ver com o quarto trancado?
it appears.
Duvidoso. Pelas marcas na parede, diria que essa pintura foi pendurada de lado. O pacificador deve ter mexido sem querer durante a investigação. Conclusão. Calma.
Oh!
Pintura de paisagem modelos extravagantes em execução. As pinturas parecem realmente caras.
However,
São falsificações, nenhuma delas é genuína. Não parece haver nenhuma ser relevante no caso aqui. Vamos investigar. Mas não estou vendo mais o que investigar agora. Não estou achando um lugar por onde a pessoa pode sair. Vamos ver a porta. Duto de ventilação.
There's a vent, but it's too small for a person to fit through. And it's also screwed shut from the inside. It seems impossible to remove.
What's this now? Master, I discovered something. There are marks in the gap between the vents, like something scraped against it.
Really?
But given your height, you couldn't see it even if you stood on a chair.
Halara, can you use that chair to peek into the vent?
I will do so for 10,000 Yen.
Caralho, ué.
You're charging me for it?
I jest. The marks in the vent seem to be left by strings rubbing against it. Did someone hitch a string to it or something? It shouldn't even be visible from your perspective. I'm surprised you noticed.
Oh, it was just a hunch.
See? I told you I'm useful. I do way more than just float around. You should give me 10,000 Yen as a reward.
I'm getting a headache.
Tá.
This is...
Porta do... Nós deixamos aberto. Só por precaução. É sempre bom que o cara tente o ataque surpresa. Abaixa a porta. Certo.
Ai, ó.
É por causa do ensinamento deste humilde ser. De nada, mestre. Tá.
That is
The door here can only be locked with a key. However, there is only the master key. No spares exist. The scenario resembles the locked room mystery in a casino. We can disregard the possibility of a duplicate key. The master key was found in this room at the time of discovery.
This is also similar to the locked room mystery in the secret club.
But there is one difference. The key was found underneath the corpse.
Under the corpse? But we can't move the corpse in the past, so we can't confirm if that's true.
Post-cognition isn't all-powerful, but it's a fact that the key was found under the corpse. I have a crime scene photo, taken back then, in my jacket pocket. No detail has slipped past my efforts.
Right.
Gato?
Huh? What's this?
Wait, not that one. I meant the other photo. This one's unrelated to the case.
Oh, this is it. You're right. The key's near the middle of his back. But can this photo be trusted? Could it be something that peacekeepers fabricated?
The peacekeepers acknowledged the incident occurred in a locked room. Besides, there's no need for fabrication. After all, it would be more convenient for them to have fewer mysteries to deal with.
That's true. Sorry for being doubtful.
No, that's expected of a detective. You're starting to figure out how to do your job.
Was that a compliment?
Is that really all it takes to please you?
Also, I drew a sketch of the room's state on the back of that photo. Remember it well.
Yeah, okay. But why a sketch? How can it help solve the mystery?
O que é aquele... Ah, ali é um boneco. Tem aquele triângulo aqui embaixo com um círculo. É a boneca estranha. O resto são as bonecas espalhadas no chão.
Also, what was with that cat photo anyway? That's surprisingly cute.
A chave para o escritório da mansão não há cópias dessa chave mestra. A planta da mansão e a foto do mistério do quarto trancado, ambas recebidas de Halara. Não é nada para investigar.
Looks like there's nothing left to check.
Eu tô curtindo pra caralho esse jogo, mano. Você é louco.
Now we've gathered enough evidence. Though it appears complicated at first glance, the answer is simple.
Huh? Halara, did you already solve the locked room mystery?
What? You haven't?
Não.
There's no way to solve it with what we have. How was the room locked?
It's unfit for one detective to ask another that question. For the sake of your own pride, you must figure it out. Unless you'd like to hire me to do it for you. It won't come cheap.
Mais ainda.
I'll figure it out myself.
It's really all about the money with Halara.
The longer I'm with Halara, the deeper into debt I'll get. It's starting to scare me.
Now, let us be swift. Next up is our last crime scene.
Wait!
É, já resolveu. Mas é só... Tá ajudando, ela não vai falar nada. Eu vou ter que resolver sozinho.
The next one is the art gallery in Gima district. We're running low on time, so we must hurry.
Right. The chief's in danger after all.
Umas coisinhas de lembrança pra resgatar. Galeria de arte. Havia muitos visitantes antes do isolamento do bairro Kanai, mas a presença atual não é estelar. Garoto, seu nome é Keiko Olan. Quando seu pai tem folga do trabalho, eles sempre jogam bola juntos. Esse é o filho do moleque que tá... O cara que tá preso. Como se fosse o assassino que eu tô procurando. Mas parece só um relojoalheiro, só que tava no lugar errado na hora errada. Ou não. Parece que contrataram ele pra fazer esse serviço e ser culpado do assassinato, dos assassinatos, né?
Oh!
Parece que estão restaurando o prédio.
I get it.
Para 24 horas por dia, não é de se admirar que o prédio esteja acabado. Galeria de arte.
So this is the art gallery. It's closed due to special circumstances.
The murder occurred only about a month ago. But I'm certain the crime scene has been cleaned up like the others. Not that it matters to me.
Wait! It's not a good idea to break into the art gallery!
Did you say something?
That's our Hellora!
The crime scene is deep inside the art gallery. It's one of many storage rooms. Come, I won't allow time to be wasted.
Wait, please!
Foi direto. Nem passei pelas artes. Caralho. Você quer ser um cara mais culto hoje?
Oh!
Porta trancada.
Well,
Vamos ver as obras de arte.
Is this the storage room where the crime scene took place? It's locked.
We're going in.
We're like a couple of thugs or something. Was the first on the scene the person from the church again?
As expected, it's the same worshiper. He said he was trailing the victim after finding a doll with the same name. He saw the victim enter the building late at night. He then searched the premises with the art gallery staff. When they opened this storage room, they discovered the victim's corpse. The door was locked at the time of discovery, and the key was found inside.
ooh, another locked room mystery! That's for total! But I'm starting to get bored. It's not so special anymore.
What do you mean special? People have died. Let's start investigating.
Yes.
A original do cadáver.
Oh!
Parece que foi onde estava
It's me.
Parece que a área foi limpa, provavelmente pelos rompedores da paz, Peacekeepers, ou pela equipe da galeria de arte. Acho que investigar aqui não vai trazer informações úteis. Ser aqui.
Post-cognition reveals the crime scene in slightly faded colors. The room looked vaguely hazy in my eyes, even with the rows of vivid paintings within the art gallery. The smell of paint oil that permeated the room wasn't that of the past, but the present. If even the smells from the past could be recreated, the stench of the corpse would be much more overwhelming. The corpse of a young woman. She has nails all over her body, as expected.
The victim's name is Issa Moe. She used her good looks to have relations with many men. The amount of suspects who could have written her name on the doll is nearly too high to count.
The victim has those same marks that suggest being strangled to death. Huh? But there aren't any scratches that would have been left from a struggle.
You noticed as well.
Yeah, there's a wound on the back of her head. It looks pretty deep. This may be the real cause of death.
Como as outras vítimas, há sinais de estrangulamento, mas não há feridas por resistência e sinais de trauma com contusão na parte de trás da cabeça. lá pra olhar isso. Tá.
I'll find out for you.
Por essa janelinha ninguém entra.
The only way in or out of here besides the door is this window.
The window jets out and is used as a vent. It doesn't appear big enough for someone to move through. You should check the window in the present, just to make sure.
Currently, it opens outward slightly, but there are no other suspicious traces on it. It seems impossible to enter or exit through here. This is...
Olhos contravados na pintura de um jovem.
I'm...
Ah, eu conheço isso. Ele é um daqueles protagonistas sombrios que todo mundo ama sem motivo. É realmente a impressão que eu tenho. Vale.
A large painting lies on the floor, and a doll is nailed against the canvas.
Uma chave na boneca?
One nail goes through the head, another nail is in the chest. But the nail in the chest also passed through the circular hole on the key's handle. Did the culprit leave the storage room after nailing the doll and key to the painting? If that's the case, how did they lock the room? The key was nailed to the picture, so it couldn't have been used.
Well, that's what makes it a locked room mystery. I'm sure they figured out some trick.
And I need to find out what that trick is.
Uma boneca pregada, uma tela de pano. A chave da sala também está pregada.
Yo! Check, check!
You know,
Não estão empilhadas. O rótulo há obras de arte.
Yeah.
Uma camada de poeira nas caixas. Não parece que o quadro tenha tocado.
this is...
É uma pintura de retrato com pele de original. Essa imagem realmente transmite sua época. Talvez a pessoa retratada seja uma figura importante de anos atrás.
What?
Ah, não há nada de digno neste cara. Parece apenas um velho comum.
Yeah,
Uma tela em branco e uma moldura de madeira foram colocadas em um carrinho. Nada parece ter mudado entre então e agora, pelo menos é o que parece pra mim. Mas não é alterado pra mim também, sim. E provavelmente não há evidências a serem encontradas aqui. É a porta. Ah, dá pra passar pela porta assim.
There are two keys that open this door. Only one of them was inside the room at the time of discovery. The other one was owned by a member of the art gallery staff. That staff member always carried the extra key and used it to enter this room when the corpse was discovered.
where was the key found inside usually kept?
It's supposed to be kept in the administrative office, but it's unknown if it was always there. Maybe it was lost and the culprit found it. Or perhaps the culprit secretly stole it. Either way, the culprit managed to obtain the key somehow.
One key was in the storage room. The other key was always carried by a staff member. If the culprit is that staff member, then this wouldn't be a locked room mystery, right?
Why go through the trouble of making it look like a locked room murder if you'd immediately become the first suspect?
I guess you wouldn't.
Countered!
A porta suposta da lugar realmente foi descoberto quando ele estava no Ah, mas essa parte aqui então não dá pra soltar fácil, parece. Não dá nada.
I've been wondering, did the culprit knock this paint can over? If so, it could have been used for some sort of trick.
It's unwise to make up your mind before conducting a proper investigation. It may have been like this before the murder. Or it could have tipped over when the discovery was first made.
Right.
You got carried away in the hopes of getting complimented. Aren't you an eager little puppy?
Be quiet.
Chaves, cara.
I see.
Alguma coisa. Vamos ver primeiro. Vamos olhar isso.
By the way, Halara,
I will not accept any requests to reduce your fee.
that's not what I was going to ask. About your post-cognition, what were you able to see before you specialized it as your forte for investigating crime scenes?
What is the point of this question?
Well, I was wondering if you could use your ability to look at my past.
You want to see your lost memories like that? That's against the rules. No fair!
The fact of the matter is, even if I could see your past, the information would not be of any use to you.
Huh? Why's that?
Psychometry doesn't allow me to pick and choose what to perceive. Rather, I can only see fragments flash by. I cannot consciously access desired information. It's why I trained at the WDO to develop it into a forte specialized for investigations.
Any piece of information would be valuable to me. If I can get even a little piece of my memory.
If you insist, I'll consider it once this investigation is done. How about 100,000 Xian per use?
Let's discuss it later. That sounded cheap to me somehow. My sense of money is getting all messed up.
Well done, Halara! What place is this?
There's a nail stuck in a painting. The killer must have hammered a nail into the portrait instead of a doll. Why is there such a fixation on dolls? The crime scenes so far have all been abnormal. But this one's just sick and twisted.
Será? Prega cravado no retrato, talvez no lugar de uma boneca.
Oh!
Tudo com um lençol sobre ela. A posição era a mesma de antes e depois de usar a porta.
I see.
Conforme chegar o lençol também não mudou, podemos assumir que ninguém morreu. A escultura não está relacionada com ela.
Oh!
As cestas em cima da prateleira. Tem poeira dentro, eu acho que não tem sido usado por tempo. Basicamente não está relacionado com o caso. Nada.
That should be enough.
Vamos investigar aqui, sendo que a imagem completa está começando a se formar lentamente.
That should do it for the room. Next is the window. It would be best to check outside of it. Go ahead. I'll stay here.
Outside the window? All right.
Bora.
It's fine to inspect the window, but our buddy here really insists you do everything yourself. Huh. And my master does everything he's told. Like a good little underling detective.
Halara is right. This is something I took on myself. I can't just rely on everyone else after putting on a tough front for that kid. That's why I have to do it.
Or maybe Halara's just taking advantage of you. It's obvious money is that one's only motivation.
Even so, I think it's the right thing to do as a professional detective.
Master, being overly nice for no reason is stupid. It's why you're so deep in debt.
I know, but...
What are you mumbling about? Did you check the window?
Oh, right! I'll do it right away.
Outside the window? Could that have anything to do with the locked room?
Uma janelinha tão pequena, nessa aqui eu não consigo pensar de jeito nenhum como o cara pode ter saído. A outra janela também da mansão eu não faço ideia.
I wonder what Halara discovered.
You know, I think Halara is just having fun pushing you around.
I hope that's not the case.
I see.
Here's the window.
Well, see anything strange?
No, nothing strange about it.
I see. Try entering through the window.
What? Between the gap? That's impossible.
Just try it.
Okay. I can't. I can't even put my arm through this gap. I can stick a finger in, but that's it.
I thought so. Good job. You can return now.
Huh? Are you sure? Did you figure something out?
Did you not?
No, not at all. What's that about?
Uma janela articulada usada para ventilação. Ela abre para fora, mas a lacuna tem apenas cerca de 5 centímetros.
Hey! What are you doing here?
Huh? I'm not doing anything shady.
I'll call the peacekeepers.
Wait! I'm...
Chief?
I'm a detective. Well, I'm still a trainee, technically.
Uh-oh. You sure it's a good idea to reveal yourself like that?
I'm investigating as a detective. I've done nothing to be ashamed of.
Huh? A detective? What's that?
You don't know what a detective is?
I guess detectives aren't that big in Conai Ward. Must be because our fuzzhead chief is lazy.
Well...
We are special investigators for Amaterasu Corporation. We are currently investigating a case. Civilians must not interfere.
Huh? Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Hey, Halara. Are you sure it's okay to lie like that?
I've told you before that deception is necessary to finish an investigation quickly. By the way, aren't you an employee here? There's something I'd like to ask you. Can you bring over the staff member who discovered the body from that murder case a month ago?
Oh, that would be me.
Perfect. Describe the events for us.
I'm scared to even remember it, but if it's part of the investigation, then I have no choice.
I'll leave the rest up to you.
Sure. Now, please tell us what happened on the day of the murder.
That day, I was doing my closing procedures when someone from the church appeared. He said he wanted me to help him find someone and that he knew the person was inside the art gallery. So we looked around the premises together, but didn't find anyone. According to him, there was a chance that the person he was looking for was being pursued by the Nail Man. I couldn't help but feel terrified when I heard that.
How did you notice something was off about the storage room?
The lights were on, even though they were usually off, so I went to take a look. The door was locked, so I opened it with the key I had. But I was afraid to go any further. So I let the church person go first and open the door while I watched from behind. And then there was a corpse.
Did you touch the body?
Of course not. I was too afraid and froze at the entrance.
What about the churchgoer?
He saw what happened at the doorway and didn't go any further.
Are you positive you didn't touch anything inside after unlocking the door?
Yes, but the churchgoer accidentally kicked a paint can over when he opened the door. And paint spilled all over the floor.
So that paint was from back then.
Okay, I get the picture. Thank you.
Oh, right.
No momento que o corpo foi descoberto, alguém da igreja tentou entrar e derrubou uma lata. E aí?
That brings all the information together. It's time to resolve the case.
Wait! I still have no idea what happened.
Time does not wait for you. Our deadline is approaching. You hurry back to the detective agency.
Huh? What about you?
Worry not. When you're in trouble, say my name. Halara Nightmare shall rush to your aid.
And gone. What are you gonna do, Master? We've checked everything we can. All that's left is to point out the true culprit, but...
If only it were that easy. Aw, I have no clue what to do.
Oh, stop being so pathetic. Why don't we go back to the detective agency for now? We might get to see Fuzzhead get executed.
Oh, right. We need to help him. I need to hurry back before the chief gets executed.
Eu não faço ideia.
Right, let's hurry.
Pra mim foi o
I
padre,
wanna know how
mas...
they'll execute him too.
A galeria de arte está fechada desde o incidente. Que tipo de incidente foi esse? Eu mesmo não sei, fico me perguntando por que ainda está fechada. O Museu de Gima é lindo, né? Exatamente o oposto de Kamasaki ali do lado. Passear pelas vitrines é legal, mas não deixa de passar no papel. Eu também recomendaria a galeria de arte, mas infelizmente está fechada agora.
I see.
So,
Ele é igual aqueles moradores que ficam na entrada dando informações felizes.
Laura seems to know who the real culprit is. That's incredible.
Come on! Where's your competitive spirit? You might be a trainee, but you're still a detective.
Continuando em frente, não será possível retornar aqui por algum tempo. Continuar. Peraí. Dá pra olhar os... Ah, deixa quieto. Vamos lá, vai. Vou olhar para todos os mapas para ver se eu acho o side quest não. Oi. E as flores estão morrendo. Ele fala muito baixo, então ele tem que ter um megafone para poder falar, senão ninguém escuta o que ele fala.
Hey, wait! You said I had 3 hours, huh? My watch says I still got 5 minutes!
You need to get your watch repaired. Oh dear. The watchmaker is currently detained as a suspect. Just throw away that piece of trash then. Besides, you're out of time anyway. Take him away.
Wait! Whoop! Yuma! I knew you'd save me!
And you are.
I was the one investigating the Nailman murders.
Oh, I see. So, you're the one who interfered with our work at the clock tower. Well, I will honor your courage for confessing and turn a blind eye to that incident. You must drop this case. If you do, we will leave without pursuing any further action. That'd be the ideal solution for all of us. What do you say?
Yuma, think carefully about this. Solving the case is good and all, but think about my well-being. Please?
Dropping the case would end this peacefully, but still...
Please! Get my dad back from them! Please! You may be a trainee, but you are still a detective. Once you have accepted a job, you must finish it.
I can't back down now. The Nailman killings haven't been solved yet. I will find the truth.
Ah, não sei se você tá aí ainda, Dé. Mas agora entra a parte que tem as batalhas.
Oh, you've said it now. There's no pulling out of this one anymore.
Then our deal is off. He comes with us. This is for directly interfering with our work and bringing strife to Conai Ward.
But
Please, wait! Before you go! Please listen to what I've discovered while investigating the past Nailman killings.
You investigated the previous killings. We handle all the information for those cases. Now that they're closed, there's nothing left at the crime scenes. I have no time for your lies.
The Peacekeeper report didn't say anything about the cause of death. All of the victims were strangled to death, weren't they? I suspect this fact hasn't been made public.
How did you know that?
So the cause of death was kept under wraps. I hope you see now. My investigation is legitimate.
As vítimas dos assassinatos em série foram todas estranguladas, mas a causa da morte não foi divulgada.
Please, let me continue. I will catch the true culprit.
I don't know where you obtained that information. However, appears that you must be arrested as well.
Huh?
You are suspected of espionage. I believe an interrogation is in order. Take him away.
What? Wait, please listen to me!
You almost had it, but got too carried away, rookie.
Worry not. When you're in trouble, say my name. Halara Nightmare shall rush to your aid.
That's right! Halara! Please help! Halara Nightmare!
It appears you require the aid of a great detective.
Halara, you came for me!
Yeah, as I said I would.
You committed acts of violence against the Amaterasu Corporation peacekeepers. Not once, but twice.
Sorry! I promised to give him a stern lecture after this. Can we please keep things on the down low? Mr. Seth, are you alright?
Who do you think we are? In this town,
You are nothing but an audience. The resolution is premiering now. The leading role belongs not to you or me, but to Yuma.
Me? I'm the lead guy here?
I've set the stage for you to solve the case. The time has come for you to risk it all as a detective. Expose the true culprit.
What's going on?
I don't
Esse é o
know
culpado.
why I was brought here.
Padre.
Can I go home?
So that's what you meant about setting the stage. I mean, Halara did suggest the real killer was among the people at the church. And now I have to point them out here?
Hey, Yuma, are you sure you got this? Are you really sure? There's no room to mess up here, you know?
Well...
What do I do? I haven't gathered my thoughts yet. It's not like I can just ask for more time here.
Yeah, I don't think so. Halara seems to know the answer already, so why don't you just pay up for it?
But that would waste all of Halara's efforts setting the stage for me.
Huh. So you want to solve this all on your own? If you can't ask Halara for help, why don't you try asking me instead?
You mean the mystery labyrinth?
The peacekeepers aren't just gonna stand by and listen to your deduction here. Things are just gonna escalate, and it might even end up with more deaths.
O problema de usar o labirinto do mistério é que depois que ele descobre quem é o assassino, a pessoa morre.
Oh no.
And that's where yours truly comes in. We have the information we need from the investigation. All that's left is to solve the case with the mystery labyrinth.
But if I do that...
There's always a price to pay. When I reap the soul of the true culprit, the mystery labyrinth created by the culprit is destroyed. But as a price, the source that created the mystery labyrinth also perishes.
Which means the real culprit will die.
Huh? This killer's a total psycho who's already killed many others. Why do you care so much? Don't you want to solve this case, Master? What about your promise to that kid?
What's wrong, Yuma? If you don't hurry, the peacekeepers will wake up.
What is this nonsense about a resolution? I don't have time for this.
I will make you listen, by force if needed. That is my job as assistant.
Well, you better hurry, or things will start getting bloody around here.
Fine.
What?
E, ela tá vendo? Ela não pode ver. Todos paralisados. Até eu resolver. Mas a Halara tá vendo.
What's this? Has time stopped?
Halara, how are you moving right now?
Yuma, what happened? Is this someone's forte?
Shinigami, Halara's in here too.
Not so.
You knew this would happen?
Master, you used your coalescence, remember? Your ability isn't a one-way street. You have the power to borrow someone's abilities, and you share yours as well. Halara wandered into the Mystery Labyrinth because of that effect, I think.
You're not even sure?
Who are you?
This'll take too long to explain, plus I don't feel like it. So I'll leave that all over the master! Rabbit hole we go!
Doideira!
Where am I?
What should I do? I'll need to explain everything, won't I?
We don't have much of a choice now. No point in keeping secrets here.
Halara? Let me explain. And that's how this mystery labyrinth involving the Nailman killings materialized.
I see. So mystery labyrinths are materialization of mysteries themselves, and the truth is encased deep within. I appear to have underestimated you. This is an amazing forte. I must admit, it's quite a superhuman power. As far as I know, no other ability comes close to this. Who are you? I refuse to think you're just a trainee detective.
To be honest, this isn't my ability.
Before you continue, tell me, who is that woman beside you?
Her name is Shinigami. I think the simplest way to describe her is that she's a guide for the Mystery Labyrinth.
That's me! I'm also Master Scary Cute Mentor.
On to my next question.
You're just gonna ignore me?
You mentioned the Nailman case just now. I had heard the rumors about that around town. Why are you investigating that case?
Huh? What are you talking about? We were just investigating the Nailman case together.
The Nailman? We were pursuing that case together?
Porra, ela tinha resolução, agora ela não pode mais usar a resolução dela. Ela não lembra.
You don't remember? There was a young boy who wanted to hire a detective and you turned him down.
I do remember you received a request from a child about some case, and you ended up seeking my help. The cost for hiring me was $5,500,000.
No dinheiro, ela lembra.
You remember the exact amount.
But I can't remember what the case involved. I do vaguely recall investigating something. My mind is clouded. I don't remember exactly what was being investigated or what was discovered.
Could that be?
Yeah, it's because of the Mystery Labyrinth. The Mystery Labyrinth is a fortress protecting the truth, so outsiders usually can't reach it. If someone did happen to wander in, their memories of the case would be locked away. Though, if you have a pact with me, you wouldn't be affected. But I guess that part of the pact can't be shared.
This is the Mystery Labyrinth's defense mechanism, then. It makes sense for a vault that protects its treasure, the truth, to have a significant level of security.
Yep, totally not strange at all. Halara here sure is smart.
Halara?
Oh, don't mind her. She gives people random nicknames.
Anyway, since my memories of the case have been taken away, I will provide a supporting role for your investigation.
Supporting role?
As long as we're in here, I will act as your assistant. Well, that's the same as our original agreement.
That means we can't rely on Halara's detective skills to blast through this dungeon. That's unfortunate, but it's still nice to have an ally.
Hey, Master, before we head into the Mystery Labyrinth, let's do that thing.
Huh? What thing?
Master, are you ready to give your life for the truth?
Yeah, I am.
Well, this world is just full of surprises. I assume that sword is used to cut down enemies interfering with your progress through the Mystery Labyrinth.
You're right. It's a special sword that can interact with things here.
I better materialize the solution keys I got during the investigation, too. That was a lot. Here you go.
Do you have to vomit them out every time?
What? Should I use a different hole instead?
Sorry, please don't mind her.
All right, we're all set. Now, let's unriddle this mystery labyrinth. Our target is the true culprit who preys on the truth.
I understand that progressing through this mystery labyrinth will allow us to obtain the truth. But what happens to us if we can't find it?
We'd be lost, wandering around here forever.
But as long as we reach the truth, it doesn't matter how much time we spend here.
Oh, I forgot to mention this, but there's a time limit for solving the mystery labyrinth.
Oh, what?
There's a limit to how long you can stay in here. Stick around too long and your soul will leave your body behind. Your soul will wander until it's eventually absorbed by the mystery labyrinth, and you vanish entirely. In other words, you die.
Why are you laughing? You should have told me this a long time ago!
Now relax, quit whining. A detective is bound to die anyway. Isn't that right, Halara?
It's no different from our usual line of work. A detective's life is always on the line.
See? Listen up, Master. You might learn something.
You're taking this awfully well, Halara. What's this?
They seem to represent the 4 crime scenes. I assume that solving all 4 will allow us to progress.
Oh, I see.
You see? Master, this is your job. So what's first? How about starting with the clock tower, since it was the first one you investigated?
If the numbers are set chronologically, then the clock tower would be the 4th locked room mystery.
Are you going to the 4th locked room?
This is an exact replica of the clock tower crime scene. Shinigami, you didn't recreate it with your powers, did you?
No, I can only do that when I hit you so hard in the head you almost died. It looks to me like the crime scene materialized in the labyrinth on its own.
The 4th locked room is the latest chronologically, correct?
That's right. And this is also what got me involved in the Nailman killings.
What are the details of the case? Try to tell me as concisely as possible.
The crime was a locked room murder inside the storage room of a clock tower. In the middle of the room was a woman's corpse covered in countless nails.
Which means that's the corpse.
Yeah, there were also lots of dolls nailed to the walls. It looked just like one of those bizarre crime scenes left behind by that Nailman guy from the urban legend.
Hence the Nailman killings. From the look of it, the door was locked from the inside.
Yeah, it was locked until the body was discovered.
There's only one window, and its shutters were down as well. I see. So the shutters were locked too.
This is the 3rd floor of the clock tower. It's too high up to jump from here.
So it really is a locked room mystery.
Hey! If this is a locked room, aren't we stuck in here too? Oh no! Master! You're trapped unless you solve this mystery! Otherwise, you'll run out of time and your soul gets snuffed out! You better hurry!
Hey! Huh?
I see.
Pra onde o culpado
So
fugiu?
that's how to make the questions appear.
I'm surprised you're so calm after seeing that. Here! It has to be here! The culprits must have escaped through the window.
And your reasoning?
When I arrived at the scene, the window shutters were closed. It was wet underneath the window, but I could tell it was already starting to dry.
Which means the window was open not too long ago.
It's likely the culprit escaped through the window and closed the shutters on the way out.
Is it possible to close the shutters from the outside?
Yes, this style of shutter automatically locks, so if you let go of the shutters at the right height, its momentum pulls it down, and once down, it locks all on its own. In other words, the culprit held up the shutters while moving outside. Once they let go, it automatically locked.
In that case, Let's try leaving this locked room in the same way.
Right. Let's try it.
The Nailman killings have already been solved.
Is he that peacekeeper?
It's a mystery phantom! The people covering up the case in the real world are manifested like that here to stop us!
You think the culprit really escaped from here, this high up? If you fall, you die. Why don't you give it a try?
Help!
Hey, don't drag me down with you.
We can't leave a guest behind, Hallara! It would be downright unmannerly!
Ele tá acorrentado lá,
So
Shinigami. Aperte a tecla correta enquanto achar que tem a resposta certa para as perguntas que o fantasma do mistério te faz.
This might be a little tough for you,
Os
Master.
ataques vão continuar chegando, então se achar que a resposta está errada, mantenha calma e espere pelo próximo ataque.
Yuma, the mystery labyrinth is a manifestation of a mystery. So solving it will get us out of this, right?
I think so!
The culprit wouldn't have fallen out of the window like we did. They would need a tool to get up and down.
A tool?
You should have found something during the investigation. I was helping you, after all. You must have seen the answer with your own eyes. Try to remember.
Master, concentrate!
O Fado usou para escapar das alturas. Portão? Que? Não. Chave da porta? Não.
No, I can't dodge it!
Devia ter sido a primeira, eu não consegui ler inteira.
Master, concentrate!
Resto queimado. Ah, esse aqui, o resto queimado da corda.
That's it! We found the burnt remains of that rope in the incinerator at the church. The culprit had used that rope to escape through the window.
Quais vestígios o uso da corda deixou para trás? O prego. Piso molhado? Não. Estrutura do portão? Não. Marcas do boneco? Oh! Eu apertei. Errado. Molhado? Não. Estrutura do portão? Não. Marca da boneca. Ah, é. Uma pressão tem.
The culprit must have tied the rope there. That's why those nails have been hammered in below the window.
It wouldn't be possible to climb down a rope simply hooked onto a window, unless you've had special training for it. There's no way an amateur could manage it. That can't be how things went down.
In that case, it couldn't have been an ordinary rope. It must have been...
What's that? I can't hear you!
E quais eram os restos queimados da corda originalmente? Linha de segurança, escada de corda. Escada de corda! Ali, a escada. Por isso que a boneca tinha marcas.
We're alive.
Isso eu já tinha percebido. Vai ser mais difícil as outras cenas.
Yuma, are you okay?
Yeah, thanks. You saved me, Hallara.
Correct. It's all thanks to me. Money well spent, no?
Well, it was a lot of money.
Come on! Are you two just gonna keep staring at each other all day? Let's get out of this locked room!
Right.
So this is the rope ladder in question. It certainly would help you escape. The details of the case are still unclear to me. Was this found in the church's incinerator?
That's right. It didn't concern me at the time, but it makes sense now. The rope can be folded in the middle, and then the ends can be connected together. And that's how they made a rope ladder.
What makes you so sure it was used here?
The nail under the window showed signs of friction from a rope, and had some yellow fibers on it. A clergy member showed me the rope's burnt remains, and I noticed it was the same yellow color. And there were footprints on the ground below the window of the clock tower, facing the wall. Thinking about it now, these were clearly signs that someone climbed down the rope ladder and landed there.
Wait, wasn't the rope ladder hitched on that nail? How did they get it down from the bottom?
The culprit could have cut it one rung at a time as they descended. By the time they reached the bottom, it would have been one long single rope, which they could easily pull down.
The window's shutters fell due to its weight and locked automatically, completing the locked room.
Yep, that's a stellar deduction. Major props. To me for training you!
The culprit used that rope ladder to escape the clock tower. What of it? That doesn't change our verdict at all. The watchmaker is the culprit.
Master, boom kill the mystery phantom blocking your path!
Yeah!
Medo de altura, a chave da porta.
These deductions of yours are unnecessary. It's clear who the culprit is. The watchmaker was nearby at the time of the crime.
Ele tem medo de altura. Qual é? Tá certo. Não acho que você possa negar que o joelho estava perto do local quando o crime aconteceu. Acho que se eu quisesse provar a inocência dele, tenho que pensar em outra maneira. O padre criou um quarto trancado e depois escapou, certo? O joelho poderia ter feito isso?
These deductions of yours are unnecessary. It's clear who the culprit is. The watchmaker was nearby at the time of the crime. The watchmaker was also at the scene. And he had a hammer for the nails.
Aye.
In other words, he committed the crime. After committing the crime, just as you deduced, he created that locked room.
Como assim?
Say,
Porta não foi entrar, certo? Eu não acho que você possa negar isso. Eu não deveria ter medo da altura. Aquela torre do relógio é bem alta. Mas é o que eu tô colocando, a resposta certa. Tem alguma coisa na legenda que ele tá impedindo eu colocar a resposta certa.
The watchmaker was nearby at the time of the crime. The watchmaker was also at the scene. And he had a hammer for the nails. In other words, he committed the crime. after committing the crime. Just as you deduced, he created that locked room.
Say,
Vou ter que colocar outra resposta.
Right. These deductions of yours are unnecessary. It's clear who the culprit is. The watchmaker was nearby at the time of the crime.
Ai.
The watchmaker was also at the scene. And he had a hammer for the nails. In other words, he committed the crime. After committing the crime, just as you deduced, he created that locked room.
Nossa, mano.
Yeah.
These deductions of yours are unnecessary. It's clear who the culprit is. The watchmaker was nearby at the time of the crime. The watchmaker was also at the scene. And he had a hammer for the nails. In other words, he committed the crime. After committing the crime, just as you deduced, he created that locked room.
Tem que esperar outra resposta? Tem que esperar outra resposta. Vou esperar outra resposta.
These deductions of yours are unnecessary. It's clear who the culprit is. The watchmaker was nearby at the time of the crime. The watchmaker was also at the scene. And he had a hammer for the nails. In other words, he committed the crime. After committing the crime, just as you deduced, he created that locked room. And escaped via the rope ladder.
Aqui. É isso mesmo.
The watchmaker is afraid of heights. He couldn't even look out the windows as he went up the tower. No way he climbed a rope ladder that high up. So it's impossible for him to have committed the crime. He's not the nail man.
Damn you!
You said these mystery phantoms try to cover up the case, right? Which means the peacekeeper Seth is trying to do just that.
I don't know why, but it's clear the peacekeepers are involved with this case.
Perhaps it is connected to Kanai Ward's ultimate secret. All the more reason to seize the truth.
But right.
Jeez, who's the protagonist here?
Eu não vou ter que encerrar. Já vai dar 10 horas. Já estamos chegando em casa já. Beleza? Tô esperando a Aline chegar aqui, já tá vindo com visita. Mas ô, tá curtindo o jogo, mano? Eu tô curtindo pra caralho, tá muito anime isso aqui pra mim. É da hora, né, mano? Eu tô jogando no YouTube. Se quiser ver a primeira parte, eu vou ver se eu consigo mandar ela pro YouTube amanhã, meio-dia. Tava carregando ainda. Mas vale a pena dar uma olhadinha, mano. É da hora o jogo. Ele não tem legenda em português original, né? Mas se você quiser baixar o jogo, se conseguir colocar no computador, eu tenho as legendas do Switch. Não sei se funciona igual, mas tem. Beleza? Normal da Nintendo, né? Normal. É isso. Valeu, mano. Brigadão. Qualquer coisa, boa virada de ano aí, se eu não voltar amanhã. E é isso. Boas festas aí. Valeu. Brigadão. Bom descanso. Se cuida. Ih, peraí. Eu vou mandar... Cadê? O Renato tá em live. Vou mandar pro Renato aqui qualquer coisa. Ele tá jogando Star Ocean. Dá um oizinho pra ele por mim. Eu também vou dar um oizinho lá. E arrumar as coisas aqui pro povo que tá chegando. É isso. Beleza? Boa noite, mano. Valeu. Obrigadão mesmo por aguentar até agora. E é isso. Qualquer coisa, se nada der errado, ano que vem eu tô de volta. Beleza? Valeu. Falou. Até mais.